Section 8. Apex Security. Security is an important part of any application. This section covers the three major security components of Apex: authentication, authorization, and session state protection. And we'll also look at two typical threats for web-based applications: cross-site scripting and mitigating SQL injection. But first we'll look at securing our application with a custom authentication scheme. Let's say you have an existing set of tables that define your logins and roles. Of course, you'd like to leverage these for your Apex applications. So this means your users could use the same logins for Apex as they do the other legacy applications. So first we'll define our set of tables for our users. So we'll create a table called packed users. Then we need a custom hashing algorithm. Now this will hash our passwords so they're not decryptable or readable by humans. Then we'll create a trigger on the users table to ensure that the username is in uppercase and the password is hashed. And then I'll create some users that we can test our logins with. And commit. Now we can define our authentication scheme. So hop into Share Components. And as a quick review, under the Security Attributes, this is the tab under the Application Settings. We'll see things like the current authentication scheme and various other security settings that you can manage. But we want to define our authentication scheme and be different from the existing Apex authentication scheme, which is the default. So we'll create a new one, and we'll create one based on the pre-configured scheme from the gallery. So there's a few examples already set up for us that would help us along. So we'll call it Custom Authentication, and you can see there's a number of scheme options, so you could use LDAP if you desire. But for this case, we'll choose Custom. And we have a number of settings come up relating to custom authentication. I'll paste in some code we have prepared, which is our custom authentication, which requires this signature here: username password returning true or false. So it has a look at our packed users table, determines whether they're end-dated or whether the password's correct, and returns true or false accordingly. So that function becomes our authentication function name. And if you look at the item help, you can see that there's a hint for what this custom authentication procedure should look like, which is very much what I have now. And we can create this scheme, and it becomes our current authentication scheme straight away. So I'll open a new browser to test this theme out to show that it's not our past theme that's actioning our authentication. So if I attempted to log in as the admin account, which we've been using previously, it doesn't allow us to log in. And 4.2 also introduces the ability to stop you from making repetitive logins for denial of service attacks. So if we put in our Wesley user and log in, we succeed. So that returns true. I'll log out and attempt the demo fail, which I'll just test the password for. And there we fail because I entered the wrong password. If I put in demo expired, which has an expired account, and I put in the correct password, it still fails because that account is expired and the function returned false. So we can see it takes very little time to define a different way to authenticate your users, which gives you the flexibility to do almost whatever you need. Now that your users can log in, let's have a look at limiting what they can do.